feel like I cute. Feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. I feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. Yeah. I feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. Yeah. I feel like I cute. I'm sipping that red solo like I cute. Yeah. Yeah. I got all these bitches on.
This ain't about Duke. This ain't about this. This is personal. You know what I'm saying? I watched the interview. Dope interview. Like I said, salute to Duke, salute to JR, salute to Hell Rel, salute to Jim Jones. I love his podcast. Let's wrap it out. Mano, Jim, Fab, my brother East. Love you. I with everything they do, right? Excuse my language. I was watching the artist interview with the diplomats, and you know, I'm not going to even get into lies and no lies. I'm not going, because I let tell whatever they say. I'm not going to even get into the lies. I ain't come up here to address no lies. I ain't coming up here to address no deceit. I ain't coming up here to be malicious. I'm coming here to state facts and truth. I heard Jim say, no, if you want something to say, I know you ain't going to invite me to artist, because you just don't really mess with me like that. Don't know why, never did nothing to nobody. Always rep. Got this shit tatted on my arm. Got my plaque on my wall. My chain even saying Diplomats the day the album came out. All that. Check this. Yo, Jim, what's been a problem with me and you, bro? Always looked up to you, always admired you. Why you always been hating on me? Why you always shit on me? Why you never with me like that? And I always been a little bro, repping the flag, making sure I rep properly, not making niggas look bad. Always put in my work. I always put in my work. When I couldn't eat off the Diplomat plate, we went and created Purple City. Shout out to my big brother Shice Bub. Congratulations to VP A&R at Baby Grand. Shout out. Salute. Boss moves for 2026. But Jim, why you always hated on me, bro? Why you always shit on me, bro? You said if anybody want to say something to you, you might have did things wrong, and then well, I'm gonna let you know I always love you, but I'm gonna state things that you did to me and said to me over the 24 years I've known you. Right? Take a shot at me on your show. Like I said, even when I did shout out the Gap Murder, when I did the location, I said Jim never f with me. That wasn't malicious. I just said you never f with me on a level. You never embraced me like you embraced the other artists that was down with the set. Y'all took a funny style shot at me. I ain't gonna say that. You took a funny style shot at me through somebody trying to make me the butt of a joke of somebody I haven't spoken to in 2 decades. Me and Karen ain't have a relationship in over 2 decades, 20 years. Last time I seen Karen, my little brother was like 4 or 5 years old. My little brother's like 23 now, 24. And the only reason y'all taking a shot at her because she's working with Max B. Shout out to Max B and the whole AMG Love, my brother Hafi, everybody over there, Block Live, everybody over there at MMG Doche. Shout out to everybody. Go get the Purge 7 is out right now. Right? The only reason y'all took a shot at Karen because she's working with Max, right? Then y'all take a shot at me. Why y'all talking about a relationship me and her was in 20-something years ago? Let that woman be at peace. I never said nothing about, I never even state nothing about Karen Sibu. She's a beautiful girl. She did a thing. I watched that girl come from the dirt, just like all of us, and make something out of herself. I'm very proud of Karen Sibu. I have nothing but utmost respect for that female. 4 in the morning, Karen walks into the studio like, yo, you tried. I love you. You fuck the set when ain't nothing going on. That's why I fuck with you. Cam always give me plays. Right after the verses, he tried to give me a play to write for Brandy for the Queen show. Cam always throw me an alley-oop. Cam just threw me an alley-oop with a cartoon for RZA to do some writing on that. He always thought, Cam always, I love you, killer. What comes up? The Rap Caviar concert. First time Dipset together in years. This like the second reunion. I shows up to the concert. Jim let everybody in except for me. He like, yo, you ain't with Joel's? I'm like, nah, I think Joel's on his way. He was like, well, you're not getting in with me. And left me right there. My man Got Murder was right there when he did it. The same night Casanova got into it with 6ix9ine and all them. I was standing right there when all that shit happened. Right there. Ask my man Gat if he think I'm on. This is on my daughter's soul. Left me outside the Rap Caviar concert, and y'all about to perform a record I put together so y'all can be together. So I just be like, yo, bro, why niggas be taking shots at me? Why is there always a laughing, joking matter with me? Why niggas mentioning relationships I ain't had in 20 years? Going to shows, doing like I can't believe the that, excuse my language, the things that people do, and then they don't expect for people to speak up for themselves. But like you said on your show, this is the things I want to ask you, because you ain't going to do an artist to artist with me, Capo. So this is the way I'm going to do. I'm going to be so respectful, but I'm going to ask you those 3 things. Why you did those 3 things? Why you was mad at us when we got the Purple City deal? Why you left me outside the Rap Caviar after I put the song together for y'all? And why you used to tell me Jewels was better than me? Why you always used to try to discourage me? And it goes, you already told, you used to try to discourage East too, because you told him that when y'all did an artist to artist. Why you were, and I didn't come in on your back. I came in as an independent artist trying to run with the set, keep the bird. Man, I got this shit tatted on my arm, bro. My rock chain say Diplomat, the album. One more for Ken for taking over the rock. Unkasa got the date the album came out. I rap. I never been insubordinate. I rap. But when niggas lie, get up on these podcasts and lie, I'm gonna tell the truth. And I don't need none of y'all flowers because I got my own garden. And that's a fact. My daughter's cousin. Like y'all can't be similar. I've been doing me. I didn't come in on Diplomat back. I ain't come riding on the horse. When I see I couldn't even eat off the Diplomat plate, granted, y'all put me on it. Can put me on the beginning of the album. At that time, I was signed to Lupe. I wouldn't got to deal with Lupe Fiasco. I found out I was on the Diplomat album by reading the magazine when I was living in Chicago. Y'all remember when y'all came to Chicago the day when when they broke in the Sprinter and took all y'all coats, Meeks, and North Faces and all that? Niggas came back to New York with no coats and all that. I think even Shice lost his coat and that shit, if I'm not mistaken. Niggas had furs and all that. I was living in Chicago. I ain't come in on y'all dime. I never made money with Diplomats. Not one dime. Never got a check, nothing with Dipset. Never got paid for the intro, nothing. And I got my writer's credit, but I never got paid. I never got, I ain't make no money with that. I never got on no, because my problem with y'all was never money. It was about respect. I had my own money. I was a street nigga, getting money. So why niggas be shitting on me, bro? All I ever did was rep the bird. Rep the flag. That's it. But niggas always make me the butt of jokes and a laughing matter. I ain't no fucking game. I ain't no sucker. I ain't no pushover. I ain't never been that, bro. What niggas got me fucked up at, bro? Niggas got me twisted. I always came with power moves. Like I said, shout to everybody that's doing their thing. But like I said, like you said on your show, I watched it and it's great content, good interview. But like you said, if somebody has somebody from the side, I'm saying it because I know you don't fuck with me and you ain't gonna let me come up on your platform and do it. So I'm gonna tell you, ask you why you used to be hating on me. Why you was mad when Purple City got a deal? Why you used to tell me Jewels was better than me? Why I was cut out the video? Why did you tell Shice, yo, you trying to be low or you try to blow? That's divide and conquer right there. Does that sound like a nigga that had the best for his team or always wanted his people to win? That sound like jealousy and hate and animosity to a nigga that ain't have nothing but love for you, Capo. Always loved you, bro. Always thought you was that nigga. When you really couldn't rhyme like that, I used to always try to call and be your little bro. Be like, yo, Jen, I ain't gonna lie, that Ghost and Reporter got the streets popping. It was crazy. One time, Jim actually called me to go on the road with him for 2 days. I was hyped, like Jim called me. But it wasn't genuine. It was never no love there. Jim never fucked with me like that. And it's been proven. And y'all just seen it on his show. Y'all go watch it. It's around the 42, 43 minute. Y'all ain't have to mention me and that girl in that light. Shorty doing her thing, but I know why y'all did that, because she over there working with Max. And shout out to EMG. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring me into political. I'm in a good space with everybody. I'm the only nigga one of the only rappers in Harlem that can walk east or west, and I have no beef. Up, downtown, all that, cross town. Niggas love me, and I keep it like that.
Well, so first and foremost, I want to say shout out to Unkasa. Y'all go over there and follow Unkasa channel at Unkasa. Definitely one of my favorite spitters out the Dips. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a childhood Dipset fan. You know what I'm saying? Even before it was even called Dipset. Well, it was called Dipset before they was really pushing the name Dipset. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about back since On Fire Tonight. I'm talking about Confessions of Fire. I'm talking about what was the mixtapes, the Dial M for Murder, like back then. You know what I'm saying? Even Horse and Carriage. You know, back in them days. You know what I'm saying? Cam and Mace. The Lance Rivera. Like I'm ask anybody. I'm a huge Diplomat fan, bro. And I always looked at Unkasa as one of them ones that was like really, what's the word? Like most average fans, they know who Unkasa is. You know what I'm saying? If you really into the Dipset, you know, Mr. Two Gun mother better cock back them hammers. My flow hot like them blocks down in Tampa. Like I still know these bars, some of them. You know what I mean? I might have said some of that wrong, but shout out to Unkasa, you know what I mean? And this is my second time this year. It's crazy that we ended the year off on this one too, because I reacted to earlier this year. Unkasa was talking kind of pretty much the same thing about, you know, Jim Jones was hating on him, or why he just wondering why Jim Jones don't like him, or he don't rock with him or whatever. And you heard what he said right there. You know what I'm saying? He basically saying like Jim Jones basically just ignoring him, just egging him. You know what I'm saying? And for years. As well as, you know, I never heard the story of him being left out of that concert, the Dipset reunion. And ironically, that was the night that Casanova and 6ix9ine got into the little shooting thing inside the Barclays Center. But I do think it's awkward, just for me, because I say us fans, we never knew that Jim Jones and Unkasa ever had a problem. We always heard of Cam and Jim had a problem. And pretty much that was it. Cam and Jim was the main ones that had a problem. Excuse me, that we heard of. And now it's you know, it's about to be 2026. And Jim Jones still haven't addressed it. Still hasn't even said that. And I was wondering that too. When I seen Hell Rail and shout out Hell Rail, JR Ryder, and what's my nigga name? Duke the God. I thought that Unkasa was finally going to be, you know, him and Jim Jones, but he wasn't in. I didn't see the whole interview. I looked at a little bit of it, but he wasn't even there. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, Jim Jones really don't like Unkasa. I'm like, what this dude do? Did he steal from Jim Jones? Did he like F one of his girls? Did he hear him talking like kind of messed up about him on the under? I mean, all of this shit for a fan is just really mind-boggling, bro. Like, because, I mean, honestly, if the remaining members of Diplomats that are still considered quote-unquote diplomats, whether they are the original 4 or 5 or the extendeds, which is the Hell, if they'll be smart, if they was to all get together and do like a tour, or just all like keep the name alive in this day and age with all these podcasts, they can expand it in so many ways, and they can still drop music. But, you know, I guess even when it come down to the Jim Jones and Unkasa, it's still some unresolved tension or something there, because it's just awkward that Jim Jones don't even mention Unkasa. Not saying it was like A1 day ones, but I just, you know, and I'm pretty sure it's not just me. I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans want to know, like, what happened? Like, Jim, tell us, like, you know what I mean? Because obviously Jim know who he is. It's not like Unkasa wasn't like a person that was just there for 2 years and Unkasa was there. Like, whether he came later on, he made a name for himself as a diplomat. When I first ever heard of Unkasa, he was a diplomat. Now, Unkasa said he was already signed with Lupe Fiasco and them, but for the most of us, when we first heard of him, he was on Dipset. He was on that album. You know what I'm saying? The actual first song to the album, too. And it'd be dope to even hear what Cam got to say, because you heard in the story that Unkasa said that Cam was really, still looking out for him. And if y'all want to go see that full story and the full live, go over to Unkasa's page. That's not the whole thing. That's just little excerpts I took. Go subscribe to his page. Get him to like 50,000. I can't remember how many subscribers he got, but run his subs up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this one, man. I mean, Unkasa is obviously this really hurting him, because, like I said, I reacted to something he said on another interview about this earlier this year. Here it is, 2 days before 2026, and Unkasa is like, "Yo, what about me?" You feel me? It'll be dope just to see a full resurgence of the Dips. Even though I know Cam and Jim, which is kind of crazy because that's them the two heads of it. Ain't that something? But see, that's where the problem, I think, starts from, is the head. If the two heads of the shit ain't, you know what I mean, then what are the chances that we really gonna, that the foundation and the body of the movement is gonna be intact? It'd be dope to get a Diplomatic Immunity 3. Did they come up with that? Or 3 or 4, I think. I don't think they came out with Diplomatic Immunity 3. That'd be fire. A Diplomatic Immunity 3 with the remaining members, and like featuring some newer artists. But in order to get to that, you got to get through this. So y'all let me know what y'all think or what y'all have heard. And I know some of y'all from New York in here, so y'all probably know, you know what I'm saying? What's up with the Unkasa and Jim Jones beef? Like, why is it? Because obviously Unkasa don't know. He said he never did no insubordinate. He never, he always represented Dipset the right way. Got the tattoo, got his rock chain. He was there since the Rockefeller days when Dipset got with Rockefeller. So that's, that's big. Hype up the video, hit the notification bells, and just drop a comment, man. Let me know what y'all think, man, below. What's the deal? Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'm gone. Deuces.